Hey guys, what's going on? Hope you're having an amazing, positive day. We are live with our third naked report. Everybody that dares to do part of these risque naked reports. We have here Rudy from Onthemothership, and of course, that's going to take us to a really interesting subject later on. How are you?
What's up? Doing good, doing good.
Doing
Stuck
good.
in traffic a little bit, but made it out. Yep.
It's Miami.
It's Miami. It's crazy.
But
And Art Basel, too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. Art Basel. It's like we went so many years to Art Basel that we kind of got tired of it. Does
That's
that
true.
happen? I mean,
That's true. Yeah, it got water. It's something that was a little watered down, you know, so yeah.
have you ever been to Art Basel?
Of course. Yeah.
What did you think of the art?
I liked when it started more, but then I think it got a little bit too commercialized. But I do like the part that there's more music involved, so it turned into like a little mini winter music conference, right?
Like
so I
Wynwood.
do like that. Like, yeah, the whole Wynwood vibe, you know?
I think Wynwood's still doing it pretty good, so they're keeping it. But for me, it was more like when you go and you see stuff that it's like, what is that?
Yeah. All the abstract stuff. Yeah, you're like, what the?
I don't know if abstract, but stuff that it's like, could that really be
like
called
that Dada
art?
Like, yo, you just write your name on a toilet.
Exactly.
Oh, it's my art. Yeah, to be $10,000, please. What the
How
fuck?
did you know I was thinking of a toilet?
No.
I swear I was thinking of
You
a
were thinking of a toilet. Yeah. All right.
There was this gold toilet that said expensive shit, and it was literally like $15,000.
What the fuck?
And it was
Oh,
painted
damn.
gold.
That's terrible.
Expensive. It's funny though.
Expensive shit is a fucking toilet. That's how
Imagine
it's
walking
getting.
into a house and having that just, to have it.
So fucking lame.
All right,
Yo.
so Rudy is doing. I mean, you're into so many things. You're a techie. Let's call it. We're gonna call you nerd.
Yeah,
but in a
you
good
call me
way, of
nerd.
course, because
Call
you're
me
very
nerd.
smart in that case. You're into music. You're
Yep.
into drums, and you just started your own show. Well, you had
Yes.
one, but now you changed the name into Onthemothership.
Yes, exactly.
What called my attention, of course.
Exactly.
I
see.
called Peter's attention here.
Yep.
So tell me a little bit about it.
So yeah, we've been running the show for about a year and a half, and we bring a lot of DJs, instrumentalists, vocalists, dancers, and now we're creating like a roundtable discussion. We're bringing like people that are into cryptocurrency and developers and people that are in cryptocurrency. You know, like Bitcoin. You know, the huge Bitcoin
Yeah.
crazy. So crazy. So I've been getting heavy into that, so we could talk a little bit about that too. You know, about some cryptocurrency.
Well,
And,
I have no idea anything about. I mean, I know what bitcoins are, but I never really understood them. They're like virtual. It's virtual money.
It's
right?
virtual money. It's virtual money. Like, okay, regular money is fiat currency. It has no value. You know, regular money has no value, and neither does Bitcoin. But see, everyone's under the illusion. Like, see, if people get into something that they're trying to give value to something stored. Stored value.
Okay.
Like I said, money in itself has no value. Neither does Bitcoin. But it's blowing up right now.
Right.
So, it's all about ride the wave. Buy low, sell high. That's what it's about. Buy low, sell high. So you got to keep your eye out on it. Right now it's about, it actually hit about almost $20,000 per Bitcoin. So one coin is $20,000.
So people that invested many years ago when it started.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, the whole thing, the whole regret thing is, at one time, like in 2009, 2010, it was worth like $50 or $10. You could have bought
each Bitcoin.
Each Bitcoin, you could have bought it for $10, and it would be worth $20,000 right now.
Damn. What were we thinking?
Yeah, I know. Damn.
Wait, have you heard that the president of Venezuela said he?
I heard.
What was it called?
He's coming out with a coin called Petro.
There you go.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Petro coin, and he said he invented it, but really Chavez is the one that came up with it. So is that going to happen? Do you think that's going to happen?
I think it's going to happen. Sure. No, look, anyone can come up with a coin. I'm actually working on a coin myself. I don't want to talk about it too much.
The alien coin?
Yeah, sure. Well, yeah, actually, they got an alien coin. Damn. But it's going to have to be, it's going to be, they do.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, they got a few alien coins. Yeah.
Wait, how does that work?
It's basically, look, it's about something called blockchain technology, first of all, which is basically like, that's what allows you to create the coin, because the coins are tied into this infrastructure, this algorithm.
Okay.
I mean, we can go deep in it. I don't want to like.
No. I mean, we don't want to scare them and make them go.
Yeah.
But you're doing good. You're good.
Yeah.
Out of the service. Okay.
Basically, it's like. It requires just a little bit of development and programming knowledge or whatever. You put it together, you put it on your server, you create an e-wallet is where you store your Bitcoins, and then you create the blockchain. And then
so you're getting like a license for it, right? I mean,
sort of, but it's open source. What's cool about it?
Anybody could go in.
Anybody could grab the code, modify, and you don't have to give the rights to anyone, and boom. And it's grassroots. It's the hacker movement. It's the real hacker movement. See what I mean? It's the hacker movement that's becoming kind of mainstream. So that's what kind of, in a way.
But I'm sorry, maybe because my hair is tainted long, but I mean, I don't get it. Like, how does that even have value? Okay, like if you go today and you create a coin, right? Who's gonna buy it?
Well, see, it's all about blowing it up. It's all
And
about
is the
marketing.
government gonna?
Oh, the government's not digging it. The Federal Reserve
That's
is
what,
not digging it right now.
Like
They
they're
don't
not
like
gonna
it.
approve it. They're gonna.
Well, they're leaving it alone right now. But see, there's talks about a Fed coin, which is the Federal Reserve's version of the coin. So
Okay.
what there's rumors out there. It's kind of conspiratorial, where they're gonna.
I like conspiracies.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're gonna illegalize, right? All the cryptocurrencies and only keep that Fed coin legal, and then have everyone have to convert to their
Right.
coin, something like that.
So they already had somebody else do the marketing, and then they jumped in, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Fuckers.
See, yeah, it's sneaky. There's some sneaky shit going on, but it's like revolutionary times. I mean, you feel like everyone's jumping on, it's blowing up. I mean, a lot of the big financiers or whatever, they don't like Bitcoin because the range, like there were actually about 2 days ago, it went from about 13,000 and a half to about 19,000 and a half. That's like
huge.
fucking $4,000. Like people made like $4,000 in like 3 days.
And just
Like-
because people are starting to use it more and more, right?
Well, you can use Bitcoin, right? You can some merchants accept it, but to tell you the truth, it's not even for using it. It's for investing. It's like an investment vehicle, right? You jump in it, you ride up.
Like a company.
Like a company. The more
Yeah.
people, it's just like stocks. The more people jump into it, the higher it rises. So there's billions going in there right now,
So why did somebody invent an alien Bitcoin? Just because?
Just because, I mean, it depends.
Or
There's
for, like, when
different
something
reasons.
happens.
Well, I'll tell you what. It's rumored that the person, his name is Satoshi Nakamoto, right? Well, anyways, this
Very
is
interesting.
supposedly like an alias, right? Maybe he doesn't even exist, right?
Okay.
And they're saying that it was an artificial intelligence alien life that actually created that code because it's so perfect, right?
Okay, that just kind of blew my mind right there. Are you just coming up with this? or-
No, it's all serious. I know it sounds like science fiction and shit, but it's like, it's real. It's real shit. It's real shit.
This interview is going to be funner than I thought. He has a lot of information we're going to get out of him today. Okay, somebody said, laughing my ass off. What an irrelevant question I asked. Proves the old saying, you should look before you leap. Wait, what did you ask? Can a man and a woman ever just be friends? Oh, okay, you wanted to talk about love. Well, how about we, invite him the next time and we can talk about relationships. Why
That's
not?
cool, yeah.
I think he has a lot to offer. So today we're gonna stick to technology, UFOs, conspiracies, and your show, which you were getting back
exactly.
to.
Oh yeah, for sure. We just went off on a tangent. So sorry,
gonna happen a
we
lot.
go off on this.
Okay, so mainly local Miami artists.
Yeah, mainly local Miami artists. Sometimes we get someone from the outside that's coming in, and then we feature them. But yeah, like I said, it's an open format show. And we feature just about anyone, whatever they comedians,
Yeah.
whatever they do, and it's a
Real
3-hour
people.
show, and it's an improvised show. The other day I had a whole jazz band, right? And then I had a dude talking about like cryptocurrencies, and I was phone interviewing him, and then guess what? And then he like did poetry, so we had him on the phone, into the mixer, into the actual jam. The jazz band was jamming, and he was like talking, doing poetry. It's just, so it was like fucking crazy.
So it's like a lot of things
It's a
going on at the
mashup.
same
It's
time.
like mashup. It's like unorthodox as fuck. All that kind of crazy stuff.
Where can people see the show?
www.themunknown.tv.
Why them?
Them Unknown. Actually, Them Unknown is another show that
Okay.
goes on every Saturday from 2
Okay.
to 4 p.m. That's
Okay.
my partner, Tubby. And Tubby is actually extraterrestrial also. Like you never really see him. It's a voice.
Okay.
It's a downlink.
Wait, what do you mean also? You're saying you're an extraterrestrial?
Well, yeah, my genetic I was infused into a human vessel. Yes,
Right.
Yeah.
That was a joke. I can tell.
Exactly. But I was infused into a
hope
Brazilian human vessel, and now I am Brazilian, but that's just my human vessel. Yeah. But
So isn't that how it is with all of us, though? I mean,
Yeah,
we
it's
have
true.
a soul and it
It's
goes
true.
into a vessel, and then the
Yes.
vessel dies, and we keep.
I like that topic though.
Well, so you believe in life after death?
I do for sure. Yeah, this is just a temporary time for learning here, for growth.
Do you like your temporary vessel?
I do. Yeah.
You're happy with it?
Yeah, I'm happy with my
If
vessel.
you had to complain, what would you complain about?
No
That's
complaints.
a
I'm
good
cool.
question.
I'm cool.
It's like on the next life, I would like to be,
It's like that. No, I believe in that. I think that we're infused in, we sometimes, we're this walk of life. No, I mean this in this race or male, female, whatever. It's like we're just infused. We're just an infused spirit inside a vessel. So, I believe in past lives and reincarnation and everything like that. I'm not into religion, I'm into spirituality. Yeah, I explored all religions and stuff like that. And, it's interesting to explore all holy books, but I'm beyond religion. Religion is to the opium of the masses, to control the masses. So I'm not
Yeah,
really
I
into
believe that
religion
too.
itself,
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah,
Well, we kind of all, I mean, at least the followers that we have, we kind of all agree in that. We think that
nice.
religion is in a way of separating people,
Divide and conquer.
Exactly. I mean, if
Yeah.
you think about it, most of the wars that, have happened is because of religions.
Exactly. Wow,
So,
those are my exact words. That's what I always say. Exactly. More people have died, because of religion than any reason.
so yeah, see, there's so many things to talk about. I see here that I don't really know where to go
You
from
don't know where to go.
here.
Wherever you take it, it's fun, for sure.
Okay, so why did you choose to call it On the Mothership?
Oh, because I'm a Parliament fan, Parliament Funkadelic from the 70s, I
Okay.
love that whole movement. I love, George Clinton had the whole mothership on a stage, it kind of comes from that, stems from that. And it's kind of like the mother, the mother gives birth also. So we're
Yes, she
a
does.
show that gives birth to many things. So
Oh,
there's a lot of like
interesting.
meanings, like that
I,
also. So
I didn't think about it. I was just
yeah.
thinking aliens.
Yeah, the aliens, birth, mashup. I mean, really,
Evolution.
I'm into mashup. Mashup is a great word because it's taking different multimedias, it's taking different styles of music, different art, something that's never been done before, And like we're in the digital age right now. We're in a digital renaissance. It's time to fucking create some crazy shit.
It's
And,
true.
and I'm all for that. I get so inspired when I see someone create some like holographic technology, like bring back someone who died through a hologram. I love that shit. I live for that shit.
Oh, dive through a hologram?
No. Let's say like I saw Tupac, right?
Right. Oh,
Performing on
yeah.
stage, like I think it was at the Coachella,
Who makes money out of that? Like,
Coachella.
no, like, because the person's dead, so it's not like.
Wow, that's a good
Does
question.
that go
Now
to the
I know,
family, or-
right? Damn, that's a heavy, that's heavy legalities,
I mean,
round.
I
You
thought
know what
about
I
that
mean?
when they did it with Michael Jackson. I'm like, I mean, it would make sense that it would go to the family, right?
Yeah, you're right.
But then whoever
Damn.
invented it's probably gonna be like, nah, because I invented it.
I know you're right. That's so heavy right there. It's like, yeah, who takes the credit? Legally, like exactly the rights and the royalties, right?
I think it's cool,
I
but
know.
I don't know. I don't know. I would have to think about that.
That's a hard one. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm all for the holographic dead person show. I mean,
The
I think-
holographic dead person
I
show.
mean, I think it's cool because they're keeping the memory alive in the music.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's weird.
You're being cloned almost. Like, yeah, you're manifesting a clone in reality, It's like,
Maybe if they continue to do the same music they did when they were alive, but they're like creating new music.
whoa, that's kind of crazy. Yeah.
That's what they
if
did with Michael Jackson. It was like new
that's what
music
they
that
did.
never heard, like nobody ever heard, and he was supposed to be coming up with them. So it's like, well, but it's not
It's
him,
strange.
It's like somebody else using his image to sell. I don't know. It's weird.
And as technology progresses, you know what's going to happen. I mean, because really, all you have to do is get a little piece of hair or a fucking swab, and they got your genetic code, And then imagine when they're able to clone you in the future, but bring you back in a sense. But it's not really you, but it's a clone. It's your clone. Is it? Like, yeah.
This happens a lot. Wait, how would you feel like if in the future, with the whole hologram thing,
Mm-hmm.
somebody comes up and says, well, now you can have your own hologram version of whoever passed away in your family. Like, would you be
I'm
okay
for
with
it.
that?
I like it. I like
Yeah?
it. I believe, I believe God is a technologist. I believe that,
Like the Matrix?
yes, of course. We're in a complete matrix. I know. There's a lot of different matrixes, Yeah. I know. It gets complex.
Yes.
It's good to
I'm
smoke a
getting
joint,
so
get complex
confused
on
right
it. Yeah. Vision.
Well, that's the purpose of the show, just be spontaneous. Somebody said another lucky guy, but he's cool, right? We like him so far. So, okay. So, do you believe in aliens? I mean,
I do.
also-
Well, this is what I believe. I believe that God is another word for alien. Alien is another word for God. So the thing is,
Why?
well, because of this, because an alien is not of this earth, or an alien is beyond this earth, right?
Right,
So,
but supposedly aliens are something that comes from another planet. Because
well,
now we would be calling spirits aliens.
yes, all right. Well, I believe in alien gods then.
Damn it! I thought I had him. Okay, alien god. Okay. So very wide. I've never heard of somebody saying that, but respected, interesting. Alien god.
An alien god,
So
a more advanced
for you, what is
being.
God? It's like a being.
God
it's
is
energy.
okay. Yes. I mean, God, yeah, God is the universe. God is energy. God is everything that exists. God is the network, the matrix. In other words, everything is actually interconnected. You know what I mean? Like I remember tripping once, and that's when I saw the interconnectivity of
What
it
do you mean
all.
tripping?
Tripping, you know, a little LSD and shit. You know, you trip a little mushroom and stuff. You
No,
know.
I did not know
Now
that.
you
Okay,
know,
he was tripping. Okay.
but I saw
Totally
the
respectable.
interconnectivity, you know, between all, and like yeah, I loved it. You
That's
know.
difficult to say.
Yeah.
I mean, you say something like that, and people are gonna say, "Well, that's because you were tripping. None of it
Oh,
was
yeah.
real."
Well, no. You know what I believe? That even like, you know, substances like, you know, marijuana, cannabis, marijuana, whatever, you know, shrooms, everything. I believe that I believe that the alien gods infused knowledge and that substance allows us to really see things for what they are, right?
Okay.
And so I believe that it's been infused in plants. This knowledge has been infused in plants for us to ingest and then for us to see things, you know?
Okay. I can understand that. I mean, I do think that any. Now, I'm not saying do any kind of substance, you
Yeah.
guys, but you know, things that are natural at least. I mean, in Mexico, you know, you have them. You know, people there doing la ayahuasca, which
Oh,
is
wow, that's
something
heavy.
that
Yeah,
right that
ayahuasca.
they do it like to connect with you know the spiritual beings and I guess with people that have passed away. So I do think that maybe we're just so caught into like society and what's going on every day that something like that sometimes helps you mellow down and just shut off for a little bit and connect with your spiritual side.
Exactly, with what's inside, you know?
Natural,
Inner exploration, you
natural
know?
drugs, by the way.
Yeah, natural. Yeah, I
Which I
believe
guess
in
aren't really
nature.
drugs; they're just natural
Yeah,
plants.
like
I
look,
mean,
there's chamomile, there's lemongrass, and there's cannabis, you know?
chamomile?
Cannabis is like, yeah, cannabis, weed, you know,
No,
marijuana.
but
Yeah.
chamomile. I mean, I
Chamomile,
thought that
you
was
know.
just for tea.
Well, yeah, I mean, but it does something for you. You know, it mellows you out. You
The
know,
tea, or you smoke it?
no, no.
I'm so confused.
Well, you can smoke it, but yeah, I mean,
I've
yeah,
never
I've never
heard of
really
that.
smoked it. You could. No. You drink it, but it mellows
Oh,
you
okay,
out. It's
okay,
really
okay.
good. You know, it's like good for calming, and so is cannabis. But it's I treat all herbs equal. Like you know, I hate how society you know looks down upon certain herbs and stuff like that. It's all God's creation. You know what I mean? Like let it be. You know, there's a purpose, there's a function for
That's
every
true.
herb. You know, so I'm an herbalist also. I really like I grow a lot of different types of herbs. You know, I for example, there's a herb from Brazil. Actually, it turned into a tree now. It's called boldo, right?
Te de boldo.
Te de boldo.
Right.
Okay, te de boldo.
It's
¿Conoces?
supposed to be really good. They
Yeah,
sell
it's a
it here.
detoxifying.
Yeah,
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 exactly.
yeah.
So you know, I love a lot of boldo. You know, it's good for detoxifying. You know, and things like that. But yeah, I'm into herbs. You know. Yeah.
So, see, there's so many bifurcations in the topics here. So, how long have you been doing the show, and why did you get into communication?
We've been doing it. Well, like I said, we've been doing. I used to be part of this other show called Demo Known, and I ran around for like 2 years, right? And then I created On the Mothership, which was more of an open show, open jam,
Right.
right? And
That
so I did it because I see it. I wanted to create a platform to promote underground artists, to promote
Okay,
people
yeah.
who need to express their voice,
Right.
right? For whatever it is, whatever knowledge they have, you know, that kind of a platform. And we've gotten a lot of underground artists coming through and like really jamming out and collaborating. That's what
Right.
I love. You know, I like, you know, like I said, we might have a band jamming and then we might have like 3 or 4 MCs just ready to freestyle. Boom. And we got a vocalist.
With somebody they've never met before.
They never met before. And they
Awesome.
put them on the spot. And they all tell me, damn, you know, they're put on the spot and then they do so well and it's awesome. And I just love to see that. You know,
Awesome.
that's like on the spot inspiration and creation. Yeah.
Have you ever had anybody come in, you know, music-wise, but also start talking about their life and
Oh,
things that they've gone
absolutely.
through?
For sure. We interview everyone and we go off in tangents. Like we might end up, like I said, talking about, you know, technology, herbs, and life, whatever. You know, from their music talk, it turns into something else.
Right.
You know, it's kind of like a lot of musicians, when they're improvising, right? They're like, how did I create that? Because I believe that you're connecting to like a cosmic network or into, you know, there's spirits that reincarnate inside of you as you're jamming, and you're like, that's not even me. How did I create that? So just like we're talking right now, the topics that were the tangents that we're flowing into, we might be influenced by spirits right now that want to speak through us.
Right.
So I'm into that.
You're okay, this is the most difficult interview I've ever done. because usually one person is just okay. This is what you do, and this is something else you do as a hobby. But you're like,
Yeah, we can go anywhere. I mean, I like to travel.
I think I think we'll go by parts and definitely have you back because it's fun. I mean, we at
Awesome,
least, and I
awesome.
love talking about things. And there's just so many things that people are still taboo subjects. Even like for example, spirits. I think there's a little bit more of an opening today with people. Do you think that people are becoming a
I
little bit more
think
aware?
so. Oh yeah, I think so. The new generations that are coming up, they're opening their minds up. I think it's happening.
You think TV has affected it a little bit? You know, with the whole like medium shows and uh, what is it, Life After Death? I don't remember the other one, The Dead Files.
To tell you the truth,
You ever watch
I
TV
don't.
or
You know
no?
what's crazy? I don't even own a TV. I mean, I do video on demand, right?
Okay.
Like I just do YouTube. I watch a few things. I watch like Mr. Robot, the hacker series. Now,
I don't think-
yeah, I watch
That's
some of
good.
that. It's kind of cool. But yeah, I think people are opening up their minds for sure. Like the new generations. I think the digital age is because think of it like this. I see Google as a genie.
Right.
But you can type anything you want to. It's DIY.
It's a genie in a
It's
computer.
Genie, like Siri, and all that. Like Alexa and Siri. Like boom. I mean, you
Yeah,
can
that's-
ask them anything, and it's the artificial intelligence is gonna be pretty heavy, and it's coming up. I mean, it's already here, but
Right.
wait until it gets advanced and it can think for itself.
What do you
know?
think? Do you think that's possible for a
I think it's.
computer
I
to
think
actually think for
it's. I
itself?
think it's already happening behind the scenes.
I don't know.
In the labs.
I don't know if I believe that's something. You're right that things happen already before they're up to the public, but I don't know if it's so much as the computer thinks for itself. I think it just, with all the things that it's been programmed to think, like for example, the answer of what color is this tablet? It's white. It just comes to a conclusion of it, but it's not really that it's thinking. It's just adding and summing up what it's been
I
programmed.
know what you're saying.
You know,
In other words, it doesn't
like
have a
it
soul.
doesn't have a conscious.
It doesn't have a conscious and a soul.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean,
What about half human and half robot, like cyborgs? Like
yeah, I think
know?
that. Do you think that's possible?
I think it's very possible because there's electricity flowing through our bodies, right?
Right, the energy, but that energy comes
Exactly.
from the soul. How is it possible that
No,
soul?
there's actual electricity. Like you can actually measure it with a voltmeter. Like it's
the
an
energy.
electronic device. You can measure it. If you tap on it right there, boom, positive and negative. It's gonna go whoop.
Right, but that's the energy that you have inside of you.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it comes out as whatever electricity you're calling it, but how do you can't like part of what gives your body that energy is your soul.
I believe so too.
So how are you gonna?
I know what you mean. We're
Yeah.
trying to play God here. We're trying to.
We're not. They,
you know-
whoever
No,
is.
no, no. I'm saying not we. No, I'm saying the
I
engineers
do not want
out
part
there.
of
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah.
It's like back in the back room. There's
trying to
the
play-
crazy scientist.
Crazy scientist, the ultimate engineer. No, but they are like. I mean, there's genetic modification. Genetic engineering.
Have you
people-
heard that the first human head has been transplanted?
Oh my God, I had heard about that. Holy crap,
Apparently,
yeah.
they. I don't know if it was. What was it in the end? Like, was it real? Was it not real? I mean, they were trying to do it, but this year I think they actually did it.
Damn, it was successful.
Apparently, I
Damn.
think you guys googled it. Let me know how it went.
Wow.
But yeah, that's interesting, right? To think that maybe in the future we'll have half and half. I mean, there's been so many movies. I definitely believe that movies come from a background because producers, do their research. Even the spiritual movies, like the ghost movies and all that, sometimes exaggerated. But I think I don't know. What do you think about that? Do you think that movies tell us
I
things
think
that might happen? or-
Hollywood foretells what is to come. And I'll say something about because I'm into etymology, which is pretty much like the study of words for what they really mean, right?
Okay.
Like for example, Hollywood.
He's so smart.
Like Hollywood, right? You know that Hollywood, there's a holly tree, right?
Okay.
And like supposedly Merlin the magician, his wand was made of holly wood. Like it's actually wood that is made of holly. So people forget, and that's in other words, Hollywood, it does its magic on you.
Okay, that's kind of
Right.
scary.
Yeah.
So like
It's real.
subliminal messages
Yeah,
and
they're
stuff.
everything. Like look at the word government. Okay, let's divide that. Let's analyze that word. Govern for govern, governar, control. Ment for mental. Control your mind.
Oh, I never
Right?
thought about that.
It's
Right,
heavy, right?
mental.
Yeah. So
Or
there's
maybe
a lot.
we're
And
mental.
look at the word. Let's look at the word time. Spelled backwards is emit, like an emission, like a transmission.
Right. Huh. So would you study this or like
Yeah, I do.
online or?
Online, yeah, it's just another little, I like to grab, just a
That's
bunch of,
quite interesting.
knowledge pool,
Government.
mashup, just to know a little bit of everything. So, yeah, so you could talk about, go in different
Yeah,
tangents.
anything.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
So you're Brazilian. What part of
I
Brazil are
am.
you from?
São Paulo.
São
São
Paulo, a
Paulo.
place where today. What's going on in São Paulo? Do you
Well, I
know? Have
mean,
you been back?
I haven't been there like in about 6 years, but I got a lot of family there. I love Brazil. I love the carnival. I love the beats. I'm a drummer. It's not beats are in our blood. Beats, but yeah, there's a lot of crime. I mean, I don't like to talk bad about my country, but I like to be realistic. There's a lot of crime. You got to watch out, like be careful. Don't be with your cell phone. They'll come out and just grab your cell phone.
Right.
And there's things like, like the favela, and Cracolândia is like the terrible thing, which is a whole zone of crack addicts, right? It's terrible.
Really?
It's really sad. And there's like a
I
lot of
thought
that.
La Favela was
Yeah.
like as bad as it could get.
The favela, they don't call it the favela now. They call it a comunidade. The community,
La
right? It's been
comunidad.
switched. But
It
but
sounds nicer at
it
least.
sounds nicer, but yeah, I know because we have a corrupt government over there. I mean, Dilma Rousseff has been impeached. She stole billions, if not trillions, of reais from the
Right.
country.
Well, where is that
you
not
know.
happening? I mean, with
Yeah, it's true. I know.
Argentina,
It's human
apparently
nature,
the same thing.
right? Yeah.
No, I don't think it's human nature. I just
Ooh.
think it's.
Oh.
I mean, I think people that do that, it's just maybe because they weren't brought up in the right way or are missing something or are empty and they think that money's going to.
I like your explanation.
Well, I'm not saying it's right, but some people think that money's going to just be able to cover up the holes that they have from their emptiness. in
That's
their
good.
soul,
I
right?
like that.
I don't know. Don't
Yeah.
steal it. It's mine. So we were in touch with somebody from Sao Paulo a little bit ago, and
Oh.
they mentioned that there's this big like double system where apparently the government is trying to, I guess, be super conservative, and they're trying to go against like the nudist beaches or people that are in different lifestyles. Is that true? I just
I haven't
took
heard
it as
about
like a
that.
gossip.
They're trying to restrict people and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I haven't kept up with that.
Like
But they're gonna have a hard
certain
time because
politicians.
I'll tell you during Carnival, there's a few ladies just like you like that, like dancing like that. You know what I mean? And it's like we're used to that. It's part of our culture. It's beautiful. Exposed beauty. You know what I mean? Like I love it.
Yes.
Yes.
Whoa, I am overwhelmed by tangents. Just an analog man in a digital world. I know, he knows so much, right? It's like, okay, slow down a little bit. Okay, where were we even before we went to Brazil?
We were talking about Onthemothership. Yeah, the show. We
Right.
talked a little bit about that. But we can, like I said, we can travel anywhere. I love how
Oh,
you
this
take
is
it
where I was
everywhere.
going with
Yeah.
the Brazil. Okay,
Yeah.
so being from Brazil, what age did you come here?
I came here at about 12.
Oh, same here.
Yeah.
Okay. So Brazilian people are very spiritual people.
They
right?
are. They're very Christian and stuff like that.
Really?
But very
Christianity
Yeah,
there?
like 75% Christian.
Okay.
Like Catholic.
So what can you tell us
Yeah.
about like the
Well,
underground
The
spiritual world of
underground.
Brazil?
I can tell you a lot because I know how to play all the macumba rhythms. Candomblé, macumba. Like.
Should we be afraid?
Oh, watch out! Watch out! No.
I mean-
Nah, it's all peaceful. I'm only into the positive magic.
Right.
you
Okay.
know? So yeah, there's like I said, there's a lot of like
There's
I
good
lived.
and bad all over the world. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, exactly. I lived in a place called Bahia,
Right.
and that's like the soulful. That's like the more of the spiritual place. And I remember walking around like in the beaches, and I was real young. I was with my grandma, and she's like, "Yo, watch out! Don't step on, don't go near that hole right there." And like I would look in there, and there was wine and a bunch of candles, so there was like a little ritual that went on there, So you don't step too close to that. But I learned
Just
a lot.
like in the middle of the street.
No, in the middle
Oh.
of the beach, like these little dugouts. You know
Oh.
what I mean? Like.
And nobody like does anything. They just
Yeah,
leave
no,
them.
they don't go near it because there's some works there. You know what I mean? Like there's
So
something.
it's like bad
you
luck
know.
if you touch it.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know what's been going on there.
I can
so
imagine the
it's like,
tourists like, oh look.
Yeah. Oh no! Look! Oh look!
Picnic.
Yeah. Ah, no! Oh, there's some wine. No, don't touch that wine.
Oh yeah. Well, Latin America is full of its mysteries when it comes to spirituality. Do you think that Spanish people, Brazilian people are a little bit more perceptive to things or to people even?
I do.
Why do you think that is?
I think that even the language in itself, like all Latin originated languages came from Romance languages, so it's more expressive in the nature of the language in itself. And I think that people are more open over there, like because the Anglo-Saxon culture is more closed off, and the Iberic Peninsula, in other words, the Spaniards and the Portuguese, who discovered the South America parts were more they bring a different culture than the
Okay.
Anglo-Saxons or whatever. So I think that that origin right there for
Influence.
being a more open kind of society influenced them. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So, have you had any personal experience with spirits or the paranormal world? I guess you could say.
Well, when I did some shrooms, it was real heavy. I mean, I was talking to all kinds of like, spirits. I mean, it was so heavy. I mean, I actually,
I was not
yeah,
expecting that. Okay.
yeah, yeah. No, it's true. Yeah, I mean, no, I'm into meditation. I do rituals, and I communicate with different spirits too. Like that.
But you needed shrooms to do. To
Well,
see
no, I don't,
something?
no, I don't need substances to engage. But it's like a trigger.
It
It's
just
it's so
happened?
much easier. It's like as if the spirits like shrooms. Like if you do shrooms, I'll come and talk to you.
Don't do that, okay? God. Wait, I thought shrooms were bad because it also
No.
hurt your neurons and stuff. I mean,
No, not that. That's good. It's natural.
he's
It's
saying
good.
that's good.
It's
He's
good.
trying to convince himself that's good.
No, it's good. It's good.
I'm sorry.
No,
I
no,
will
no,
let
but
you
like I
keep
said-
thinking that it's good, okay? Do not do shrooms. Oh, is there a specific type of shroom that?
I like Amanita muscaria.
It's a very long name.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's actually red and white. And actually, I got something to say about that too. Okay, like if you go back to the Roman times, right?
Okay.
There was actually in those times there was something celebrated called Saturnalia, right? And what they did in Saturnalia during during the winter solstice time and what we call Christmas now, they used to, they used to have the socks. The whole tradition with the socks and everything like that. They would put this red and white mushroom in the socks, and then people would ingest those mushrooms, and it was a whole ritual, and that was done in Rome. And people don't know that. Like the Santa Claus, wearing red and white like that is because
Comes from
because-
mushrooms?
Yeah, no, I'm serious. If you look it up, yeah,
I totally
it's
believe
pretty
you.
crazy. I mean, so it's like a lot of
This
like,
is funny.
you know-
I'm trying to keep a straight face, but I believe you. It's just-
yeah. So there's all
I think
kinds
we
of
just
cross
killed a
linking.
lot of little kids' spirits,
Oh crap! Now I don't want to do that. Yeah, but
It's
I love
like-
Santa Claus.
So
yeah.
Santa Claus is representative of mushrooms. Where do
Hey.
you buy these? Like, are these just things that you can eat, or you actually have to do something to them to
You
get
can
an effect?
actually. Well, I don't want to talk about like where you can get. You can buy the spores and then you can grow it. You can grow.
Oh,
your
okay,
own
okay,
shrooms
okay.
and
But
things
it's not like
that.
mushrooms that you get like a
No, it's not the
Winn-Dixie.
regular Publix
Right.
mushroom. Like that won't really do much for you.
And,
You're
what-
like-
and you just eat them?
yeah, you just eat them. Yeah.
And okay, and what do you feel like? Take me through it.
All right. Well, the whole thing would probably last about 4.5 hours, right?
Oh, that's long. One mushroom?
Yeah. Well, no, you eat probably like about 2.5 to 3 different little.
Oh, okay, okay.
shroom-
I thought you were
you
gonna
know.
say a whole
No,
bowl
whole
like
bag.
popcorn. And you never come back like the
Oh
office.
no, nothing like that. No. No, but what starts happening? You probably. I mean, it depends. It's different for everyone. But what happens to me is that I start probably like being able to talk to different spirits or hearing voices, talking to me.
But like,
But
okay,
positive,
so
yeah.
you eat the mushrooms.
Yeah.
You lay like, what do you lay there?
You can lay.
or
You can lay there.
walk
Oh yeah, you can
around?
float around. You can have out of body experiences. Like really,
Like,
you can
feel
meditate.
Really dizzy.
No, not really. Not dizzy.
Okay, pretend you just ate a mushroom.
Pretend. Okay. All right. Hold on. Okay. Yeah.
And take us through the feeling. Let's see.
Well, I would probably start hearing different voices talking to me
In English?
and maybe in Portuguese
Spanish?
sometimes, yeah.
Portuguese?
In
Okay.
Portuguese, yeah. And they would probably be like,
Maybe ancestors? Who knows?
yeah, oh, I love that, yeah. Some ancestors. And
'cause
they,
why
they
would
would
it be in
start talking about
Portuguese?
life, huh?
Why would it be in Portuguese?
It could be in Portuguese.
Because you're in Miami.
It could be different languages. Yeah, I'm in Miami. Yeah. No,
And
but they would
no
start
Cuban
talking.
accents?
It could be some Cuban. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And I'd be like,
Oh my God.
that's hilarious, though. For some Cuban accents, yeah.
Here I was thinking that Santa Claus red and white uniform came from the Coca-Cola ad. That's
Oh,
what
is-
I thought. I swear to God, I thought that's where I came from. Like, yeah, we're. You know what? These are all different points of view, but I think we can research it, right? And see
Of course.
that. I mean, you
No,
said it was
yeah.
actually
I
something
motivated.
historical.
Yeah, I advise everyone to research this, and you're gonna see that.
It's
yeah,
really
there's a lot more.
interesting
out
if you
there. Yeah,
think about it, and it kind of makes it everything more interesting, right?
it does.
Like
it
it's
does.
no longer a commercial. It's like, ooh, there's all this, mystery behind it that we've never heard before until he came here. Okay, so you start talking.
Yeah, I would probably
How
like.
many people you normally talk to?
Oh wow, there's a
Like, does
bunch.
it always happen, or
Like,
just sometimes?
no, I would have I have different people that will come in the room, and start talking
You
to
see
me.
them, or you just hear them?
No, I just hear them.
Okay.
I just hear them, and they'll talk about life. They're like, what are you doing with your life? Are you doing, are you helping others? I'll start getting into really positive directions. Like, you need to do
They
this.
nag at you,
Yeah, they do. They make me work. They're like, you got to do this. You got to do this.
and
We're,
there
we're
you
the
are eating
elders.
mushrooms.
Yeah, they're like, we're the elders. You have to do this. Yes, elder.
So what do they tell you to do?
They tell me to create a show called On the Mothership and to
No,
bring.
are you serious?
No, they did. They did. They really
Okay,
did.
okay.
Yeah. They told me to get into bitcoins.
Really?
To build capital. Yeah, to get other friends into. You know how many people I've gotten into Bitcoin? Like 10 people, 10
I know,
friends.
it's really good. Yeah.
For real. You got to get
so
in.
funny.
Yeah.
I was just talking about that yesterday with somebody. Well, the guy that I told you to invite to your show,
Yeah.
the Real Toasted, he had. Well, he's gonna tell you, but he had
Yeah.
an experience, and they told him that he needed to start doing positive rap music.
I love it. See, I
So
told you.
that's
See,
why,
it's all.
I laughed because you were laughing, so I wasn't sure if you were joking.
No, no,
When
I'm
you said
serious.
it
I
was
just
serious,
laugh
I was
because
like,
I'm happy.
right, right.
It's an expression.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like, yeah,
But I'm very serious.
I actually totally believe that. Like, I think that, again, I'm not saying go do drugs, but I'm saying take your
No,
time
yeah.
to meditate, take your time to relax, and you never know who's gonna come through and maybe just talk to you or give you an
Exactly.
idea. Sometimes maybe you don't hear anybody because you're not on shrooms, but
Yeah.
again, if you do deep meditations and you practice them enough, you don't need to do anything.
Yeah, no.
You will just get spoken to, and yeah, I mean, even like me, I will meditate for a lot of hours, and then I'll go time without meditating, and then I'll start wondering all these things and complaining about, oh, I should do this, I should do that, and then I'm like, okay, take a step back. Why do we do that? Like, why do we get so caught up? And it's like, no, you just need to lay back. And
So you talk to them too. Oh, what awesome! See?
I'm sure I don't talk to the
knew
same
it.
ones. Okay.
Well, they're here right now. I'm bringing them to your studio.
Great. So
you know,
I'll have to
so-
learn Portuguese.
Yeah, exactly,
Yes.
exactly.
So okay. So what exactly did they mention to you? Did they have to do a show? Why? To
To help others,
Okay.
to help the starving artists, to help those who need to be heard,
Creativity.
to help those just like me, because I was unknown, and I want to be known. I want to be known to the world. So I want to make others known also. So I want to elevate everyone. I want if I come up, everyone comes up. All those
Good.
around me. That's real. That's like I like to see others prevail and rise.
I think that's the main problem with people is that most people rather just step on somebody else's head and actually get up on the line.
It's
And
terrible.
that's where karma comes back and takes it all away. People like you, that you are actually yearning for others around you to succeed are always going to be successful. Always, no matter what it is that you do. And if something doesn't go right, it's because maybe you need to continue in where you were and what you were doing. But it's how the universe works. You have to give without thinking of getting
I
back.
believe so.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I thought the same thing about Santa Claus Coca-Cola. As George Carlin used to say, far out, man. Far out, you mean like the shroom feeling? Is that what we're
I love George Carlin. Yeah, George Carlin's awesome.
So how long does this go for? Like, do you have full conversations with them?
Full
Or
conversations.
you just listen to them?
I just listen to them. No, I have conversations back and forth.
Does it ever
like,
feel like it's overwhelming, like too many are talking at the same time, or do they take their
Yeah,
time?
that's happened before. That's happened before. So I'm like, yeah, come on,
Relax.
only two at
One
a
at
time.
a time.
Come on, mellow out.
Do you actually know the difference on their voices? Like,
I
it's
do.
a different person?
I do. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's like a text though. It's not like a voice. It's like a text. It's like I'll receive their words
Like
in my
it's your,
brain.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you think it's you, but usually there is
Yeah.
some kind of tone of voice or some kind of, like, it's not you,
No, it's not you.
Right.
In other words, it's external.
right?
You're like, wait, that's not
Because
me.
you're not thinking about that. It just comes to your mind.
But when you talk to people about this stuff, it's crazy. It's funny that you think you're crazy. I mean, this is a normality. When people talk to me about this, I'm like, yeah, you got some spirits. What did they talk to you about? I mean, I'm so serious about it. It's like because it's so real. It's like why do
So-
people, it's like why do people think, they laugh about aliens? This is real stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh no,
Yo,
that's not a joke.
yeah, it's so real.
So why do you feel like you're opening up? Like, have you always opened up about this, or is this the first time that you actually?
No, I open up about
You
this.
don't
anytime.
care about what anybody has to say.
No. Oh, you mean like you mean what I'm expressing right here? Like right
No,
now?
like you're talking about your experiences with spirits and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you've done that before normally.
Oh yeah, this is a normal thing. Like, and I like others to others who do the same. came to talk about it, you know. And I mean, that's why not have an open conversation about that, you know?
Right.
Like, let's talk about the real world, all these manifestations, all this,
Sure.
all these abstract, you know, things that exist, right? Yeah.
So that paranormal wise, now have you ever had an alien experience?
I can't talk about that. Yeah, I'm not
Why?
allowed. I'm not allowed. Yeah, so, you know, I can't talk about that.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
can't,
believe
I
that.
can't talk about that.
Well, okay,
They told me, you know, I'm under it's a type of a stellar contract. Yeah,
right.
you know, the actual experience I can't talk about, but I can talk
That's
about
kind
it.
of silly because
Yeah.
he just said that he has, without saying anything. He's just admitted that you had. Well,
It's a non-disclosure alien agreement.
do you, actually, those are kind of expiring right now. In case you
They're
didn't know.
expiring.
In case you didn't know. Like everybody that
Has
couldn't
it
talk
expired?
about,
Yeah.
no, but everybody
I don't
that
want to get
had
into trouble,
experiences
you know.
that never talked about this
Stellar
stuff.
court, cosmic court, you know, it's heavy. Like, yo,
Oh my
you
god,
know
I
what I
saw a
mean?
movie the other day that it was kind of like that. It was I don't remember the name. It was like there was a president of space.
Yeah,
It
I
was
love
really
it. I love it.
stupid.
Yeah.
I'll find the name for you guys because I'm sure you'd be like, what movie is it? Anyway, well, do you feel like there are more people coming up, coming about to talk about their experiences today?
For sure.
I mean, there's so many more, like
Some.
even YouTube videos.
Well,
And
see, people are afraid to be made fun of sometimes
right.
because, you know, because if you come out like that and then you're going to be made ridiculed, you know, oh, this guy's crazy, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, but that's the thing.
I guess it depends
you
on
know.
your job also, And
Exactly.
yeah.
It's terrible. It's terrible that society works that way, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So it's like, but that's why it's cool to create platforms just like this one right here where we could talk about it, you know, and the fans love it. The followers and your listeners love what we're saying. You know, they're like resonating, like, wow, it's cool. I can relate
He's
to this.
reading your
you know?
mind.
Yeah.
Well, without talking about any experience, just your opinions. Do you think that there is aliens amongst us?
For sure. For sure.
Okay.
Well, I believe that
What makes you believe that?
Because I mean, there is talk about. You ever heard of the? It's called junk DNA. There's like an alien DNA that supposedly was infused in the human DNA.
Never heard of that.
And so like, yeah, I can't talk about it too much intelligently. Like,
No,
I haven't
just
delved into it.
opinion-wise.
But
Because
well,
I mean, nothing that we say here about this is
Yes.
proven fact. So it's just, talking about a subject and exchanging ideas. That's all it is.
well, really. When you say, like I said, when you say alien, it just means not of this earth. So, I
Right,
mean, we're
extraterrestrial.
partly of this earth, right? I mean, but we're not like other animals and things like that. Like, we are pretty advanced, right? Like, and just the thought. Just
You think we're advanced?
well, yeah, right. We're
We are
primal. Yeah,
horrible.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, you're
No,
right.
but I know what you mean. I mean, compared to, I guess, no, there's some animals that are more advanced than us. The elephant is definitely more
The
advanced
dolphins.
than us. Dolphins more advanced than us.
You're right. Well, just having the thought. Okay, who implanted the thought of you believing in aliens or a god? Like, you know, that's interesting that we automatically like, you know, gravitate to that. Isn't that, or people gravitate in believing in a higher power, in a god? Like, is that something infused in our genetic that inclines us to believe that? Why is
Who
it?
knows who invented it, right?
Yeah.
But I think it all comes from religion and needing to have a power or control over people, in my opinion. And that's just something that we're born into where, I mean, you're born into this culture.
Yes.
So it is in your genetics in a way because it's an idea that you're brought up into knowing. I mean, no, there's a God, and if you do bad, you sin, and if you do good, you this. But I think today kids they're so much more enlightened.
Beyond that.
Yeah.
Well, think about this. Think about the word God, G-O-D, and G-O-O-D. Good and God. And then evil, and then put a D, and that's devil. That's hilarious right there. It's like,
What is this?
you know what I mean?
This is just beyond creepy, okay? And you know what? You would think that these are things that everybody would know because it's so like blunt. Like it's right there. It's in front of you.
It's in front of you. You know, the truth
Oh
is.
my God.
And look at the word,
What
you
about
know,
in
like.
Spanish? In Spanish, it
Spanish?
doesn't work. Only in English.
Yeah, it doesn't work. But look at the word spell, right? Like, what does a witch drop? She drops a spell. And when you spell a word, so it's like a word has power. You know what I mean? When you say it. You know what I mean? Like, it has a
Well,
frequency.
well, of course. I mean, the tone of your voice has a specific frequency and a specific energy. When you talk to somebody on the phone, they pick up the phone. They're like, "Hello," you know. That
Yeah.
they're, "What happened?" They're like, "Hi," or like,
Yeah,
"Oh,"
see?
and they make
It's
you
powerful.
smile.
So
just because
sound.
of- yeah.
And the word earth, right? There's ear in it. E-A-R-T-H.
Okay.
E-A-R. So you're hearing, ear. The ear is in earth. the sound, the frequency.
No, that
No.
isn't really. The other ones are good. That one's like,
Yeah, that
I would figured it would have something to do with life, but ear and earth. Well, who knows? Oh my God. Religion was invented by the guy in the tribe who didn't want to work for a living.
Wow, that's heavy. I like that. Yeah, that's true. I like that one.
I mean, I don't think we can go back in history to really know who invented a religion.
Yeah, that's difficult. There's a lot. I mean, if
Any
you,
religion, I mean, is
yeah.
there like a person? No.
Well, I'll tell you what. Do you know how many deities were born on December 25th? I can name you a bunch.
How many what?
Deities. Okay, there's Jesus, right?
Okay.
There's Mithra.
Okay.
There's Horus. There's Zoroaster.
What's a deity?
A deity is an entity. For
Okay.
example, December 25th. There's like I said, if we go back to Samaria, right? Mithra, right, which the word myth comes out of, Mithra, was born on December 25th of a virgin. You know the whole story, like.
I never heard of that.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. You ever seen Zeitgeist? Maybe Zeitgeist. It's a conspiracy, theory inclined, but kind of documentary. But it talks about religion. It talks about religion. Talks about 9/11. Talks about a lot of topics in 9/11.
I think I've heard of it, but I haven't watched it. No.
Yeah, but yeah. All I'm saying is that the greatest story ever told is the story, the biblical story.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible of Jesus. It goes far way back beyond that, like way back to beyond Christianity, which
Mm-hmm.
was back in Samaria, where it was modern day Iraq, right? So that story has been told over and over. It's the greatest story ever told. Humans like to create stories to try to explain things, but it's just a story.
Do you believe in how there's so much, I guess, information nowadays and so much proof that maybe some of the buildings in the world, like pyramids and everything, like, or even in Peru,
I do
were
believe in
actually made by beings from other
I
planets?
do. I think the geometry was very advanced in it. I don't know how they put so much work into it to create that. Like, it must have taken so much,
Yeah.
and it's so precise. So they were very advanced mathematically even back then. So that's like very knowledgeable for an ancient culture,
And how about the idea? Some people think that we even might we might be an experiment of other.
I heard about
of
that
other
too. Like,
aliens.
yeah, I heard about that too. That we.
I think there's
yeah.
a religion about that. Like, there's a religion. Isn't it Scientology? No, it's not Scientology. Is it?
Um,
That we come from aliens, or
Yes,
that
yes,
there's no
yes. I'm
God.
trying
There's
to
actually
remember. Yes, I
I
know
don't
what you're
remember the
talking.
religion.
Yes, and actually, it supposedly we were supposed, we were created to mine gold, supposedly, because it's one of the best conducers in the world. It's a good conductor. That's why it's such a
Gold?
value. Gold, Gold. And think
Yeah,
about
yeah.
this, Gold, God. The L
Oh,
is the only letter.
that's good.
Yeah, isn't that strange?
Is there like a website for this?
There are many.
There
many.
has to be like one,
There's just
like
tons.
a Wikipedia for. I mean, what
There's
am I
just
looking
tons.
for?
If you put if you just type in etymology, which is ETYMO
So interesting.
ETYMOLOGY, etymology, or just type conspiracy theories or
So this is-
zeitgeist.
This is just somebody that came up with the ideas of this, right? Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
it could be traced well, which one? The one about
everything,
the
like
religion?
every word that.
Oh,
that you've
etymology?
said.
Oh, goes way back. See, I don't know how far back that goes. That's an interesting question. That's another research.
Because they're also ideas, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like words. Like who created
created
language?
the
Who created
words?
language? Like, yeah. I know.
God, we're gonna be here forever, trying to figure all this out. But we're trying to, help the world here. Okay, it's very, very important. Okay, so going back to UFOs, I guess, because I mean, I was so intrigued to actually interview him because of right after we interviewed the Real Toasted, which we spoke about aliens. He comes up and it says, the mothership. So that's why I wanted to kind of focus on that for today. But do you think that there's good of them and good and evil? Like there's good ones and
I
bad
do.
races?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Yeah, it's
just out of an idea?
Yeah,
Or?
because I don't know for a fact, but I believe, yeah, because you could say spirits are kind of alien. Because think about nano organisms. Microscopic organisms. They could be nano aliens. Like you can't see them,
We
but they're
talked about
actually
that.
here. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
that's
So
okay.
it's possible like that also.
Somebody did an article. It was, I think it was like an important newspaper. They did an article about that conspiracy. Apparently, that
Yeah.
there's a specific type of microbio, ¿cómo se dice?
Microbe,
There you go. My
Yeah.
Spanish and
Yeah, yeah,
English.
yeah.
That apparently goes into your ears or
Oh
and
yeah.
tells you things,
Oh, that's heavy.
or
Yeah.
actually goes into your brain and makes you, like buy certain things or crave certain
You know what?
things.
There's
And
technology like
it's
that.
on food. I read that, and of course we all laughed about it. But then now that you said it, it's like, what?
There's government. I mean, there's
I
technology,
don't know if I
and
can.
you know.
I don't know if I can allow myself to believe in something like that. That would just be like so.
What if I told you
That's just
there's a
like too
fly?
much. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
like there's
yeah.
it would be too much, honestly.
Well, I mean,
Oh, and worms. Like there's a specific type. Well, yeah, no, that was different. I'm thinking another topic. I just went somewhere else.
you know what?
Wait, what if you were to tell me what?
All right, there's a fly that there's a fly that's electronic
Mhm.
that can basically be radio controlled that the government has, and it can fly around and spy on you. And I'm
Yeah,
sure
I believe in that.
there's
Yeah.
things like that. So
I mean,
could,
they
and
just invented a goddamn mosquito
yeah, that's what I'm talking about, like a
that is
mosquito.
supposed to kill Zika.
Oh crap! Yeah, I know the genetically modified GMO mosquito.
I got a call
Like,
from
what?
university
Yeah.
saying if I was okay with them releasing
Oh my
those
God, you
in
serious?
my neighborhood, and it was from a university, and I said that I wasn't okay because then who's gonna kill that mosquito? And you never know what kind of. I mean, if it's something that they just invented, and then at the end of the conversation, like after 30 minutes of speaking to this very very nice woman, because it was a survey,
Yeah.
she said, "Well, what would you say if I told you that they've already released it?"
Oh my God, these people. It's like,
I'm like, oh great, we just wasted half an hour of what do you think and what do you this and so yeah, everything could be altered, I guess.
well, just like foods are being altered. Genetically modified foods. GMO is like, I mean, it's mutations of foods, and when
Yeah.
we eat that, we mutate. They're mutating us. They're mutating us through their experiment. That's
deep.
bad. It's nasty. I mean, well, you must stay away from that GMO corn. 75% of corn is genetically modified. You know that?
Really?
Yeah. Watch out with the
man,
corn.
I love
Yo,
corn.
get the good corn. I mean, make sure it's non-GMO. But then what if they're selling like
Is that why they're so shitty?
Yeah.
I don't think
it's
I've had a
terrible.
good corn in Miami for like
Yeah.
ever.
That's it's
Oh
hard to
my
get
God.
corn these days. I'm telling you. Like, damn, I'm trying to get good corn.
I love corn. I mean, oh my God. Okay, we're definitely gonna have you back if you would like to, because
would
I
love
think
to.
we kind of like diverge to so many different topics. Maybe next time we can actually stay in one, you guys can participate more. But a modern Renaissance man, well-read and widely informed, an interesting exchange, good stuff. So how about we just finish up in the UFO story for today? The non-experience that you had. Do you think that there is going to be some kind of UFO invasion where they will actually maybe even be seen by millions of people
I hope the good aliens come down
first
Yeah, exactly. Because
before the bad ones?
Because people are so afraid of aliens.
Yeah.
So I hope it's a positive experience when they do come down.
Yeah.
And I hope they let me know before they come down.
So
yeah.
the good aliens, let's call them
Yeah.
that. Why do you think that they would want to come here?
Because there's so many people that love them. Yeah, that's why.
To help humanity?
Yeah, to inspire us,
Okay.
to lead
That
us
would
into the
definitely
right
break
direction.
That would break religions.
Exactly, it
That
would.
would be
That's a good
chaotic.
thing.
Of course.
The truth
It
must
would
be
still
revealed.
be chaotic, you know that, right?
You're right about that. You're right. You're right. I know. A
But
lot of. Yep.
But maybe it's a necessary step. Who knows?
It's a necessary step.
All right, guys. I think no tenemos más tiempo, ¿no? Se nos terminó el tiempo. 3 minutos. 3 minutes. In 3 minutes, what
3
would you want to
minutes.
say about your show
Yeah.
for people that want to watch it?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
music. When exactly? It's 3 hours or 4 hours?
It's 3 hours, yeah. So it's every Saturday from 9 to 12. Tomorrow we're having an episode with a lot of holistic, doctors and things like that. And yeah, it's www.themunknown.tv. And also check us out. On the Mothership. It's on.the.mothership. And you can follow me, and that's Line Medias. That's LINEMEDIAS. And yeah, I have a lot of different content. Like I said, I'm into drumming, I'm into DJing, I'm into a lot of stuff. And if you want to come on to our show, let us know. Give us a shout, and we definitely want to have Jenny on our show.
I don't know if I'll last 3 hours. We'll see. But so you do music, interview, music, interview? Is that how it goes?
It's kind of like, yeah, we take it in different directions. We usually start off with DJs, and then we go into like a round table, and then sometimes we might bring some people jamming, like a band, and then we might bring some rappers, and we might bring a vocalist, and then we might have some dancers dancing to some of the music,
Cool
and
stuff.
then yeah, and so we have our friend Tubby, who's an extraterrestrial entity that comes, he visits us sometimes, and he'll get on the mic.
He looks human, right?
Well,
No, he's like, you're gonna have to watch the show.
you'll have to come by. Yeah, you'll meet him.
Oh my god. All right, thanks so much for being with us, and we'll see you back soon, I guess.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
I hope you were comfortable in our naked
I love
report.
it. I love it. Beautiful.
All right, guys. See you next time. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to follow him. And see you in the next naked report. Let's see who shows up. Bye, guys.